Welcome to the 134th edition of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic. Again, I am Tigerhite.
And I'm Peanut Gallery.
And I got the mics working so they don't sound like absolute ass. And that is great. So, before we really get into the nitty gritty, let's talk about some Soapbox, because there were a couple of things on their show that we should A, probably address, and B, talk about. Because Raw, this is just a regular Raw, so it was a 1.464 million instead of the 1.751 and a 0.44 demo instead of a 0.6. But just remember, last week was a day one.
Yes.
So there was a lot happening on that show.
Yep.
The main event was actually pretty good. It looks like Cody Rhodes and Shinsuke Nakamura are done with this mini feud. If they continue it, then that's going to be a problem, because they shouldn't.
Right.
Ivar and Otis had a surprisingly good match. We had actually a very good women's tag team champion match, and I want to talk about that because that's the kind of stuff that's going to put the entire division back on the map.
Mm-hmm.
They need good matches, and we had 2 consecutive good matches with the women's tag division.
Right.
So if they continue on that line, then we're going to be good within this, because Lord knows that it definitely needs some TLC.
Yep.
And let's talk about also Judgment Day, because it's sort of odd on who's a babyface and who's a heel, because Rhea Ripley is getting pretty much the best chance out of all of them. She's like a pseudo babyface.
Yeah.
But the entire group, especially with Dominic, are heels.
Yep.
And everything that R-Truth touches is gold in every facet.
Right.
This segment that he did, the little interview, was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It was so damn funny. He is the best spokesman, and especially when he said, "Live, laugh, love," I rolled. I died on the floor rolling. It was so good. If you haven't watched it, Peanut Gallery, go out of your way and watch this. It was so good.
Well, that's why they keep him around, I guess, right?
Yeah, no kidding. So let's talk about NXT. NXT had a 722,000 instead of the 768, and then a 0.21 instead of a 0.25. So they still held up quite well.
Yeah.
Without the special.
Yeah.
Obafemi, new guy. I think he's from Nigeria. He won the North American champion,
Yep.
so now Dragon Lee can go back up to the main roster.
And not have to worry about holding an NXT championship.
I like Obafemi a lot. He is like everything you want. The guy is young, he's hungry, he's ready to learn,
Yep.
and he was an NIL. So there you go.
There
That's
we
how
go.
successful this NIL program is.
And he is being raised in the system, which is what WWE is known for.
Yes, Cora Jade and Gigi Dolan had a fucking awful match. This match was the pits, and apparently now Cora's hurt again.
Oh, great.
This poor girl cannot catch a fucking break,
No.
can she? Like, seriously, at
Isn't this
all.
like your third injury now?
Yeah, this is like your third injury. I do not know the extent of the injury, though. So it
Right.
could be something minuscule, or it could be something absolutely horrendous. We just don't know.
Right.
But it just seems like anytime that she comes back, she just gets hurt again, and it sucks. It does.
Yeah, it does.
And Nikita Lyons, the whole thing with Nikita is off. Like, there's bloom is off the rose with her. She's kind of trash.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was with this injury, but somehow she became worse
Yeah.
since her.
She's probably got a little bit of ring rust.
Probably. I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a couple of weeks, but as of right now, I have not been impressed. NWA. This is the final Robarts show.
Okay.
Thank Christ. And how the only thing that I will say, the main event was actually pretty okay because they kept Jack Stane fairly strong. I want to address how they handled the women's tag team championship match, because it sucked in every way. They had, because one of them was sick.
Right,
She got really, really sick with the flu, so she wasn't even there.
Right.
So instead of pulling off some bullshit with Pretty Empowered, or have Kenzie Page do double duty,
Right.
they have a 2-on-1 handicap match.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, hold on. But this is how this worked. Usually, if you want to do this, you have the babyface be the person, right?
Right.
Because then the babyface has to overcome the odds.
Right.
But this was the heel. and the heel needed shenanigans. But that was justified because it was a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Right.
Instead of waiting to do this title match, they decide to do it. Why bother doing it at all?
Right.
Anyway, other than that, there isn't really a whole lot that happened here. I'm just glad that they're going to be going out of this Robarts shit because it's starting to piss me off immensely.
Oh, that's good.
Dynamite Homecoming. This was so I like the set. I really did like it. The ratings though, they were really bad.
Oh boy,
791 instead of 801, and a 0.29 demo instead of a 0.21. So they did actually really well on demo, but they went less than 800,000 people watching the show in a clip.
Oh boy.
I mean, what else can they do? Like, they have to put on a mega show to get any sort of attention. Right. Now, if they want to hover around this, it's fine. But stop taking shots at WWE. You're not even sniffing them.
Yeah, not going to win. Jinder Mahal, man.
The third...
He's the hero that we all don't need.
Right? Give him the world title. Like, seriously, give him the world title.
Might as well.
Jesus Christ. He was the biggest thing there, and everybody just... I mean, he ratioed the company.
He did.
And it's amazing.
But anyways, let's talk about what actually happened on the show. Let's not talk about what happened on...
Darby Allin and Sting, once again, they're continuing to waste Sting's precious name here with random-ass tag matches that mean absolutely nothing.
Well, that's to be expected.
Why
at this point.
bother? Darby Allin apparently got hurt, a neck injury. And guess what he did? He still wrestled the match. Why?
And they threw him around like a rag doll, literally.
Yeah, and he landed neck, wham, right on his damn neck. Like, people complain to me about, oh my God, why did they do this? Why didn't they have Charlotte Flair continue the match with a leg injury or an arm injury with Bryan Danielson? There is a huge difference between an arm injury and a neck injury.
Yeah.
This fucks you up for life. This one might bother you for like a minute. And I've had both.
Right.
And there is a big difference, like nerve endings.
Yeah.
Major, like you can literally die of veins.
Right.
And also legitimately, like, you cannot get paralyzed by an arm injury. You might have a partial paralysis, but you can still use your other arm and leg.
Right. Because it's not that important to like your overall nervous system.
Right. There's a reason why these are the things that are moving around. These are the things to protect here.
Right.
So losing an arm isn't the end of the world. But losing, you die. This is death. So Darby Allin getting thrown around where his neck snapped and people just whatever is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
Anyways.
The Brody Lee's tribute matches, both of them were kind of trash. Unfortunately, they need to dig him up and rape him because Jay Briscoe's already filled up to the brim with Tony Khan's cum.
Yep. I mean, it's like, you know, if they can't take advantage of Jay Briscoe, might as well do it with another dead guy.
Exactly. But I'm going to be positive. The opener was good. I did like the Hangman Page Claudio Castagnoli match.
I knew that.
So
match was
I'm going to
good.
be positive.
Positive.
Oh, and then the Young Bucks returned. They look like amateur porn stars. I swear to Christ, if that is Sting's last match ever in a tag match against the fucking Young Bucks, I'm going to be pissed. Because that sounds like it's going to be ass.
It probably is.
That's horrible.
It's going to be a spot fest ass match.
Like, I'm not saying, bring in Ric Flair for his final match because Ric Flair, I mean, did you see his workout video that he posted? Like, the dude is doing good work right now. But let's not do that.
No.
But maybe, like, somebody from his past, maybe, like, something in TNA. Maybe not Angle, but maybe, like, Jeff Jarrett or something.
Right.
That would, at the very least, for me, make more sense than another tag match. Because to be honest...
But whatever. At this point, do you really expect anything else?
Yes, I want this AEW to be good. I don't know why people think that.
No, but do you expect it?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I
so
don't.
Your expectation, yeah.
I don't expect it. I just want it to be good.
I know.
And finally, SmackDown. We have to address the injury.
Yep.
So obviously the Austin Theory and Carmelo Hayes, both of them landed on their damn heads. And guess what WWE did? They stopped the fucking match. Clapping. But there is a huge difference between this. It was a scary moment. They literally fell on their damn heads.
Yeah.
But both of them are okay. I did not hear anything about concussions or nerve damage or anything. So
okay,
this is good, but this is a precaution. Right. Thank God.
You stop the match if things are not jiving.
Oh, it was really fun. I do want to address this because I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Somebody, because they're morons, they brought up, they continued the show when Owen Hart died, and somebody rebutted that they let Owen finish the match. People are assholes. But that was on my TikTok, by the way. Follow the TikTok. Outside of that, nothing else really happened.
And of course, he didn't cover Impact because this is the last one where Impact.
Impact did not have a show. They did a preview for Hard to Kill, which we will be covering. But the main event was once again the Bloodline in a match against the 3 challengers in the Fatal 4-Way.
Okay.
It's starting to get kind of old because once again, Jimmy Uso was the one who ate the pin. This is the 3rd week in a row that happened. But it looks like they're moving away from that because they beat up and basically took out the Bloodline, the entire thing. So at least there's a difference there.
Yep.
Maybe keep them off of TV for a week because I think not next week, but the week after is the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
So at the very least, we can do something different.
There is no pay-per-view this next week.
Okay, perfect. But other than that, there wasn't really a whole lot there that was going on. I don't know why I keep saying this, but I'm like, the faction. Karrion Kross and AOP have a name for their faction.
Yeah.
It's the Final Testament.
Which is pretty good.
I like it. But why? Somebody bitched to me about, having a name for a tag team or a faction doesn't matter. It does matter.
Yeah.
It matters a lot.
It does.
It shows unity.
It gives that group an identity.
Right. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits still do not have a name, and it bothers the crap out of me. And I said, would the Hurt Business be as impactful as they were in their brief amount of time if they weren't called the Hurt Business?
Right.
Names are important.
Yeah.
And having that faction name is a perfect example of unity because now I'm going to associate the Final Testament with all 5 of the people, including Scarlett and Paul Ellering.
Right.
Damage Control would not feel as a unified group without the name Damage Control. Right. People are so dumb. I don't get it. Anyway, so that's my spiel. I got it all out of my system, and I feel better personally. Now,
okay, good.
Next, Peanut Gallery. What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about the increasingly crowded WrestleMania main event field.
All right. There was a lot there.